In the last 32,
Second frame, Marc Farnsworth
he actually had a walkover against Drew Farminer,
leading 1
who
frame
wasn't
to
able to make it.
time running.
And his first match this morning was a 9-7 win over Andrew Hughes, followed by a 9-4 win over Andy McDonald, and then 10-8 over John McAllister in the semi. So, didn't take the easiest route either.
No, both had tough matches all the way through, but like you said earlier, both in good nick, and that's what's got them here now, playing the final.
Absolutely.
Good break though by Mark. These reds should be pretty comfortable for him. They've all developed nicely. Not too much in the way of any balls in the way for moving the white. So as long as he can keep hold of the white and don't do anything rash, I think it might be 2-0 very soon.
Yeah, I'm just having a look to see if we've got any comments on the streaming page.
30 seconds.
For the guys out there watching, it would actually be helpful if you could start new threads, if you can. I've got about 40 inbox messages, and it's a mixture of likes and comments and goodness knows what else. So let's have a look what we got. We've got Philip Bennett. He says, really enjoyed watching this event. Must say these rules are far better. I've been playing since '74 and played all sorts of rules. Keep up the good work. Well, I would agree with you. I've been playing for a fair few years myself and played all sorts of rules and all sorts of combinations and versions and tweaked versions and
Hybrid rules.
yeah, and can you shoot up the table and all sorts, one shot on the black, and Gibraltarian rules where you have to pop your black in the pocket that you've pop your last, all sorts. And I've played at we'll say reasonable standard world rules, black rules, black world rules, black ball rules, these rules. UKPF Federation rules, and a little bit of old EPA, which is actually still played in my pub league, and they are without doubt the best rules. And that's a great shot there.
Yeah, perfectly weighted.
He certainly got the measure of the table.
Definitely.
What's, for me, the best thing about the rules is they can be played at any standard. They can be played at a top standard, professional standard, elite standard, and they can also be played at pub standard, which is, you can't say that about any other sets of rules. World rules are okay at high standard, although I think it's a travesty that any sets of rules have 2 shots carrying at a decent standard, professional standard. But that's a personal opinion, but the top sets of rules, top players are going to break and dish, so it almost doesn't matter what the rules are.
Yeah.
But world rules are very painful at pub standard. You know, Division 2, King's Head B for such and such town. They hate them. The same could be the opposite. Can be said of, say, the old EPA rules. 2 shots carrying, you know, free table, 2 visits. They're great at a very low pub standard, where people don't really know what they're doing. They're sort of whacking balls around the table, but are painful at the highest level. So black ball, for me, are a great set at both any standard. And if you think about that for 1 second.
Jimmy Carney to break.
If you think about football,
a
game of football between 14-year-olds, they're playing an identical set of rules under the same conditions, same size pitch as you see in the World Cup final. So that's what you get from having a standardised set of rules that's comfortable at every level.
Yeah, I totally agree.
if you're going to progress this sport, I'm not saying that we've got players that are going to be millionaires, but if you're going to progress it to an acceptable and a reasonable standard that people can accept, this is a proper sport, then having a proper standardised set of rules has to be near the top of the list.
Yeah, totally agree. Couldn't agree with you more. We too, down in the south, have the old 2 shots carry rules in our pub league, and for me, there's so many good players out there that can finish with 1 visit, but they don't because they play to the rules and they wait for the 2 shots.
Yeah, we've got a couple of teams in my league that definitely do that, and everyone knows who they are. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I can't say in case any of them watching, but I sort of think, you're a professional standard player, you're a county A player. What are you doing? Makes you cringe.
So Jimmy at the table here, he managed to get one off the break. It didn't break as nice as he'd hoped, but I think he's just going to push this red. I'm not sure he can pot it. He might be able to. Yep, just cracked in.
It's a lovely touch.
Jimmy could really do with getting this one. He's already 2-0 down. Doesn't want to go down 3. He's played that pretty well. He's left himself a choice of 2. Just try and come round the back of the black, or maybe in between it. Yeah.
Jimmy's got a very good orthodox manner around the table. He's got a strong snooker background. He also does a lot of coaching. I don't know if you knew that in his area. Very well regarded at it. He's certainly showing us this weekend why he's a successful coach through his own performance.
So Jimmy's pulled it back, made it 2-1.
Frame.
Mark to break.
And that's Jimmy's wife Kim sitting behind him. We get a shot of her in a minute when Mel's finished. She's been playing this weekend, had quite a successful weekend herself. I know she's won a few matches, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was talking to her earlier. She said she's been playing well and enjoyed the experience, and she's going to be coming along to a few of the others.
Excellent. I know she was in Powers.
4th frame, Marc Farnsworth to break, leading 2 frames to 1.
There she is.
Time running.
Kim there.
Yellow just snuck over the line there. So Mark with the option now. Looks like he's favouring reds. Just seems one awkward red which he needs to work out how he's going to maybe develop or drop on. I think it goes up to the top corner, so. Oh, he's missed the plant. Little grimace on his face there. He knows that was a.
Is that open table?
A chance. It is an open table still, yeah. Chance for Jimmy then.
was the probably first unforced error I've seen from Marc all afternoon.
Yeah, he's been really, really super consistent all day. I've watched a few of his matches today and he just hasn't missed anything. And punished his opponents every time they have.
Yeah, very steady player. Marc's a phenomenal big money match player. Plays incredibly long distance matches, best of 50s and 60s, so very used to maintaining concentration levels for hours and hours on end. Mel's called a timeout there, so I'll get the rest. Don't see that very often.
No, but you do in my games because I've got incredibly short legs.
30 seconds.
Yeah, well, I expect to see Jimmy's snooker pedigree here.
It's very awkward queuing though.
And he's missed it.
Ooh, yeah, it wasn't easy.
Commentator's kiss of death again.
Yeah. The black, there wasn't much room between the black and the red. The black and the white to get the rest in. So it was very, very awkward. Hence why he ended up missing.
There's still plenty for Marc to think about in this rack. Very close there.
Jimmy just having a little chat with his wife there, asking why he missed that ball. She's either that or she's telling him off.
Bit of both, probably.
Thirty seconds.
That looks wide, and it's come away from the pocket.
I think he was playing to cover, wasn't he? But he's left a gap there.
Yeah.
If this red passes between the yellow and the black, that could be it.
He obviously does. He's down quick on it. He's played it well.
Yep. Expect to see him finishing here then.
Yeah. This will be a good response from Jimmy, especially going 2-0 down. He wouldn't want to drop the third frame. And he's dug in and managed to get the last one, and it looks like he's going to get this one to make it 2-all. So, game on again.
Just landed a little bit higher on that than he meant to. It should be okay. Big pocket.
Yeah, 2 cushions I think come down for the. Oh.
It's just dropped.
Yeah, like you say though, Nick, it wasn't easy. But he played to finish on the bottom, but
He's not happy, but
yeah, well, I mean, he knew that was a very, very good chance.
Yeah,
to make it 2-all.
Yeah, I think he's going to get his hand on the table again, but he should really have taken that chance.
Yeah.
You're not going to get two bites at the cherry in frames with Marc very often.
There's obviously nerves out there, guys.
Yeah.
They're both feeling it a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Yeah, I was saying before Marc took his shot, Jimmy's not going to get 2 chances in a frame against Marc very often. He's just going to have to take them first time. The same applies for Marc, of course.
Yeah, totally agree.
These you're not going to see many mistakes.
He doesn't want to knock it. Ooh. You can obviously see it.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of negotiating the white down.
That could have gone very wrong.
Is that going to reach? Oh, he might have found the gap. Has he found the gap there? There's a gap between the yellow and black. He's always been extremely lucky.
Yeah.
He'll be thanking the pool gods for that little bit of luck.
I think that's a burglary, to be honest. I think that's a stolen chance. He got away with that.
That'll hurt a little bit as well, because Mark had a good opportunity to lay a good snooker there, and he's hit it.
He was giving us a wry smile.
Yeah.
About that frame, but I think 2-all's probably fair in the balance of the match.
Yeah, just a few nerves. They just need to settle down a little bit.
Jimmy's sort of smirking to himself a touch there. He knows he's got away with it a bit there.
Jimmy's break, I believe. Jimmy's break?
Yes, it is, yeah. Jimmy's breaking the odd frames.
Mark just having a little ponder to himself there about how he gifted the chance again. But he needs to just clear his head now and focus on the next few frames.
That's a good spread. It's a nice break.
Yeah. Both colours look very nice. It's just a case of preference from Jimmy. How to finish up on the black, which is nicely in the open as well.
Yeah. He's got to thinking he's got to take this chance. And then if he does, for the first time in the match he'll be in the lead.
Yeah.
I think that's 2-0 down to 3-2 up, wouldn't it?
It will be, yeah. Which ball would you be leaving for your last yellow? The one by the middle, by the red?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But there again, I couldn't finish a sandwich most of the time. I think is he gonna take it now?
I think he probably will, because he's not come up high. I think he wanted to play the yellow down the rail there.
Yeah.
But hasn't come up far enough.
I find personally, so speaking as a very weak standard amateur, that sometimes when you're faced with what you know should be a push-in, you can get lost on which shot to play next, and you're suddenly out of position, and you think, how did that happen? How did I not get that?
Yeah.
And that's obviously the difference between a top amateur and a weak amateur, let alone a professional.
Yeah, it's, sometimes for us amateurs, it's easier if we've only got one choice.
Yeah, I totally agree.
If you can't solidly make your mind up, then you end up in no man's land, which you never want.
Of course, that's why snooker's such an easy game to play in comparison to pool, because you've got so many choices, so many reds to aim at. I can't understand anyone that thinks that snooker is harder than pool.
Oh, he's rattled another one in the same pocket as well.
Now, if Jimmy is going to progress in this match, he's going to stop giving Mark chances. He's not going to get away with that.
I think we touched on it earlier about the speed of the table. His white ball's just an inch or two out at the minute where he wants it, and it's causing him a few problems. He needs to address that ASAP, and like you say, otherwise he's going to get left behind him.
Yeah. I mean, that was a clear-cut opportunity for 3-2.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Now, in missing that ball a minute ago by Jimmy, he's pushed the black closer to the red, so it's not straightforward. He has to have a look about how he's going to get on that. He's just had a little look to see if it goes off the yellow into the middle. he may choose to just drop on that if he thinks that's on. If not, he'll certainly be trying to develop it at some point.
Of course, the other one he needs to think about is the red on the bottom rail. That's he's got to get on that one as well.
Yeah,
Is there a chance to develop this red now?
possibly. I mean, he could.
Loads of top and right.
Yeah,
Use the one in the top corner. Be on virtually guaranteed on that. A swing round.
yeah. I think with regards to the one by the bottom rail, as long as he finishes anywhere by the
30
left middle
seconds.
pocket, I think he's going to be on that one. So that's not too bad. It's the one just there, which
There we
he's
are.
developed nicely.
Yeah.
That was his main problem,
Yeah.
but that's worked out pretty good.
I think roll this one in. Take the one in the top corner. Come round and end up in the bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah,
Quarter of the table, should I
yeah.
say?
I don't know if he's got enough angle to cut this thin enough to take the white back across the table and play the bottom red now, and then play the top red last, so it leaves him straight on the black.
Okay.
All depends on the angle he got. Well, I'm not sure if he meant to play that or meant to try and go around the back of it, but he's developed the black into a better area anyway, so he'd definitely be taking the one up the top now. It's just about this is a pace shot. You've got to judge the pace of this now. Anywhere by the left middle pocket will do him, as long as he
30 seconds.
doesn't come too far and past the yellow. Needs to slow up. That's perfect.
Nice.
Wow.
What a
Yeah.
shot.
Absolutely perfect.
That was a tremendous clearance.
Just pulled a gem of a shot
Right.
out there for that clearance.
And I have to say that, in my opinion, that was an unforced error on Jimmy's part. That allowed Mark to take that frame.
Yeah, Jimmy will be kicking himself. He knew that was a great opportunity to go in front, like you said, for the first time in this match. But unfortunately, he failed to take it, and Mark's come in and snatched it off him. So 3-2 Mark, with Mark to break. Mark to break.
I've had a bite on the old snooker pool comment. I'll save that one for when I get home. I knew I'd get someone.
Sixth frame. Marc Farnsworth to break.
Someone fell into my
Leading 3
trap.
frames to 2. Time running.
All sports are equally hard.
Mark's lost the white there.
Bowl.
Kicked it off the side rail into the middle bag. So another
1 free
opportunity
shot,
for Jimmy
1
here.
visit. Time running.
Balls are not as nice as they were last time, but he is at the table, so he'll get first choice.
Gareth, I'm going to reply. All sports are equally hard. No sport is harder than any other. And I'll tell you for why. We'll take, for sake of argument, running 100 metres. I bet in this hall now, there's 50 people here. 48 of them could run 100 metres. But running 100 metres and winning in a 100 metres race are two different things. All sports are equally hard. You could easily argue the pool is harder than snooker because a lot more people play pool than snooker. Therefore, in order to get to number 1 or the top 16 in pool is harder than snooker because there are more pool players. But that's an opinion, and I'm sure I'll get another bite. Maybe not from Gareth, but from someone else.
I'm sure Gareth will reply to you in good time, Nick.
Gareth, keep your replies short because I haven't got time to read long replies like that first one. But regardless, I hope you're enjoying it, and please don't take it personally.
Opportunity then, Jimmy's played a couple of shots there. Played the weight of the ball perfectly the last couple of shots, so he seems to be getting the hang of the table now. As I say that, it's another commentator's curse. I think he was trying to hold for the one in the middle.
Yeah.
He's pulled it back way too far. Now he's left with a very difficult shot. I think he's definitely got a shot on this bottom red, but he's going to have to push it through off 2 cushions back up for the one by the middle. But he's got to negotiate the yellow balls.
And the way the yellows are situated, he's got to get this clearance, or he's going to go another frame behind, because the yellows are just drop-ins, really.
Yeah, for me that was the wrong shot. Screwing across into the yellows. There's so much traffic there, you're going to hit something unless you're incredibly lucky. For me, the only shot on was push through off the bottom to the side rail. You could either left it so you had a long red, or you could have played it a bit harder to come back up, take the white by the bulk line and play the yellow, the red into the middle.
Oh, he's in a lot of trouble even if he makes the red. I mean, it's irrelevant, he's got to pot the red. And
that's a great effort.
I'll tell you what, he's had second prize there. He's whether he gets to see the red again, I don't know, but he's probably going to get his hand on the table again. I was just saying, his only chance really is to pot the red, and he nearly did.
Yeah, it wasn't far away. There's a little bit of frustration on his face there, but hang in there, Jim. You'll come good. You've got to start taking his chance.
He's going to get the table soon. He's going to get the table soon, and I think he's left an edge of that.
Well, even if he hadn't, I mean, it's just.
I think he's got to come off the side rail.
Yeah,
he's got to hit the red arrow, otherwise he's going to go in off.
What he wants to do here is just a nice weight to push the yellow over about 6 inches, just so it frees up the red slightly, just like that.
Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Yeah. Now his red's in the open. If he does get a shot on it, or even from a snooker, it's potable.
Yeah. Getting lots of comments from people about the quality of the stream. I would like to thank you all as doing a great job, and as I said, unreal stream. That was from Gareth, our snooker friend.
Thank you, Gareth.
So Dave and the guys will be very pleased to hear that, and you're absolutely right. It's top quality.
Now, I don't know if Jimmy's seen it, but it's an opportunity of a double here to play it up and down off the rail and use the yellow to kiss into the pocket. No. What a cut that is at that pace.
Oh,
Wow.
That's very unlucky. I mean, he deserved more.
Wow.
Total snooker.
So that's unfair.
Yeah, to pull a shot like that off and not be left on anything is very harsh.
He's jacking up.
Well, he's hit it. Very unlucky, but at least he didn't give ball in hand. So it's not straightforward. There is a ball on the cushion, which maybe is saving grace unless he can get right on it. But we'll see how Marc fancies these now.
I mean, if Mark takes that top yellow last, I think he's going to be okay. I mean, it's right corner, left corner, right middle, left middle. Or some other way. A secret way professionals know about.
Yeah, I mean, he may be choosing to finish on that one on the rail early, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Which he could do off either of these middle yellows.
Well, that's fair enough, I understand, but maybe it's the trap an amateur falls into. I would have taken that yellow last, the reason being that position from yellow to black would be easier than yellow to one of the yellows. And if you were on the black now, you just got to roll that yellow in.
Yeah.
He's now got to... I mean, they obviously cue a lot better, play shots a lot better than we do. So what Mark is demonstrating is that professionals have a wider range of shots than we do. And Jimmy's reaction. Jimmy's gone into Zen Buddhist mode there. His expression.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows these last two frames he could have had quite easily, and he's let him slip.
And yeah, that's 4-2 to Mark now, and that could easily be 4-2 the other way, or even 5-1 the other way.
Yeah, Jim will be kicking himself now, but it's still relatively early, it's a race to 10. He's really got to get that out of his mind now and start taking these chances.
Well, that's definitely the case. I mean, we've seen this several times today where players have gone 4 or 5 frames in front and then their opponents come back with 4 or 5 on the bounce. That's definitely been the case.
Yeah, I was commentating on Jimmy Coxton and Simon Ward yesterday, and Simon flew out the traps, went 5-1 up, and then couldn't pot a ball, and Jimmy come back at 5-all. But Simon got across the line, managed to win 7-5. So
trailing 4 frames to 2, time running. Foul.
Well, I think Jim put 100%
One free
in
shot,
that,
one
and
was
50, 60% he had left over from the last break, because he absolutely threw his cue at them.
yeah,
A little unlucky.
yeah, but by doing that, by throwing everything at it, you lose the white, and that's exactly what happened at that break. It just flew off the head ball and straight into the middle pocket. So March with the option, looks like he's going to take reds.
Well, he is clean that red, mate. It's just the charm off the legs on it. Yep.
He's just asking our referee Mel Harley to clean the red ball. Must have seen something on it.
I think he said it was a chalk mark. Obviously the red from the lag, perhaps.
Time running.
Finished perfect on this red between 2 yellows.
And Gareth Snooker is positively gushing now, bless him. He says, I'm expecting a friend request and possibly a dinner invitation to follow. Donna's ahead of you in the list, I'm afraid. But anyway, Gareth says all your hard work definitely paying off, and people who can't make these events or make the journey, this is fantastic for anybody who loves pool or sport. And Gareth, I couldn't agree with you more. And I'd also say that a lot of us do this for little or no money, so I can assure you, speaking for everyone who works on the top table in and around these events, praise like that and thanks like that really goes a long way. And it keeps our love for the sport going.
Yeah, I totally agree. I have so many friends that wish they could be here and doing things like we're fortunate to be doing, but unfortunately due to work and other priorities and commitments, they have to tune in at home. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, in a previous match, someone put up a comment, something along the lines of, where are the spectators? And at that time we had 3 match games, about 50, 60 people in here. And I think maybe 10 or 15 were watching this match, and 10 or 15 were watching another match, and 10 or 15 were watching another match. I think, well, if you can't get people to watch pool, you can't get people to watch pool. And say, well, okay, everything's relative, because for every person that's in the stadium watching a Chelsea match, there are hundreds and thousands more at home watching it. So you multiply out the same multiples for pool, and you get the same. There are 56 people here because that's the nature of the sport. It's a sport that people play rather than watch it anyway. But the sport, the people here watching are the enthusiasts that can make the journey to Bradford to watch it, and everybody else, in the same proportions as other sports, are sitting at home in the comfort of their own living rooms, watching it there. And why not? Especially with stream at this quality, commentary at this quality.
Definitely.
Who can blame them?
Yeah, I totally agree. Not everybody has the opportunity to be at all these events. So, it's not that they not interested or they don't want to. It's just sometimes they just can't for whatever reason. So no, I totally agree. We'd love the more that come to these events, the better for me. And
of course.
I think it's just going to get bigger and better. I've only been on the tour a couple of years, and it's just grown massively. So it's definitely going the right way.
Yeah, I'd say this tour year, latter end of last year and this tour year, there's definitely been a buzz about the place, and there was a buzz this weekend. It was a great atmosphere at Powers. I thought up to this weekend, I thought Powers was the best event I've been to in terms of atmosphere, and this one has equalled that at least. So yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it, loving it. I mean, I haven't won a match all weekend. I haven't won that many frames, let alone matches. I've thoroughly enjoyed it still.
It's all about taking part, Nick.
That's right. Yeah, it's for players at my level.
Just being amongst the pros and the big names and playing. Like take myself for instance. I'm just an amateur, but I got to play World Championship winner Jack Whelan on the stream table.
Absolutely.
Yesterday. For me,
yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely. People have said in the past to me, not the recent past, but in the past, about the cost of the tour and how you make it pay and so on. And not all. My answer to that is not all value is derived by winnings and earnings. I mean, I think that's a disease in pool. Is people say, right, what's the entry? What's the prize fund? First thing they look at is, well, there's 64 players. How come the prize fund isn't that? Saying, well, not all value is derived monetarily. And when you think about it, you have to think about the production values in terms of the stream, the internet feeds, referees, putting the tables in the hotel, setting up, packing down, organising the banners, tournament draw, emailing out, letters, this, that and the other, all adds up.
Yeah.
But it's a pool tournament at this level, this nature is not the sum of its parts. It's the whole package.
Yeah.
And without a doubt, in my opinion, slightly biased. This is the premier pool tour out there at the moment. In fact, it's the only professional tour. Therefore, it must be the premier tour.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, Mark's just gone on and won that frame. He's definitely settled. I know this is his first match on this table, but Mark's building up a head of steam here, and unless Jimmy can do something relatively quickly, I think it's going to be relatively straightforward for Mark.
Ninth frame, Jimmy Carney to break, trailing 6 frames to 2. Time running.
Yeah, 4 frame deficit. So much better control. Oh, you nearly lost the white again. And I'll tell you what, that's the 2 reds on the right rail have made that awkward because he'd want reds apart from that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But he hasn't got an easy opener on yellows. So, although he's got to go yellows, he's going to have to take this tricky one.
That's a good
shot.
shot.
That's a very good shot.
Yeah.
That's a confidence building shot.
Definitely. Yeah, you got to put everything into that. I mean, there's plenty of yellows to drop on, so put everything into that pot.
If Jimmy has any aspirations about winning this match, he must win this frame, and not only win this frame, he must win it at this visit, because several frames he's let Mark on the table, and he needs to stop that.
Yeah,
he needs to get this frame now at this visit.
Yeah, and he's in, as it stands now, he's in perfect position to do exactly that. Just need to push this through for the rail, one on the rail. Leave himself a nice, just a little angle to work from. How's the pace? Looks good.
Yeah. He's just running again.
Yeah.
He's still having trouble with the table.
Yeah, he wanted to be fairly straight on that to the middle. Now gonna have to screw it onto the top rail.
He's just finding it a bit tough, isn't he?
He desperately wants this as well.
Oh, it's a really good recovery shot. That's very, very good. Very, very good shot.
One more good positional shot.
Come on, Jimmy. I shouldn't be biased, but I want him to make a match of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. That's what he needed. He won't be happy about where it went, but
no,
he needed that frame.
So that's 6-3 now.
I think the first 2 mil.
10.
Mr. Chairman, Emperor Barton. He's taken away my wind protection. Hope that's settled Jimmy. He seems a bit more relaxed.
Yeah. He'll be hoping that Mark
10th
comes
frame.
up dry here,
Marc Farnsworth to break.
so he can get back to the
Leading
table.
6
But
frames
Mark's
to
been
3.
breaking pretty well up to now.
He's controlled that white brilliantly.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
That wasn't a lash. It was a nice controlled, firm break. Kept the white in the centre of the table. Potted the ball. Now he's got loads of options on.
Now I've seen this a few times on this table. in many ways that break was a little bit too good, because if you look, you've got all the balls bar 3 have gone past the middle line.
Yeah.
It's just tiny bit too much even, just because of how they fall. I've seen that a few times, fair few times, where there's just one player or other, not just Marc, but other players, just putting that a little bit more in.
Yeah.
You can't do that on your pub table.
No, definitely not.
Robin Hood in Woking.
30 seconds.
It's my local.
Oh, it's missed that one. Oh no, it's dropped in. Well, that surprises me because he hit that red hit that cushion about 3 inches from the pocket. So. Looks to be pretty perfect on the one in the bag. Just a screw down play in the middle.
It's just a little bit shorter than he intended.
Yeah.
Shouldn't pose too much of a problem.
No, just a little bit of drag on the white, I think. So this for 7-3 then.
And then black's away.
Frame.
Good shot that.
There was a big difference between those two clearances. Jimmy was playing recovery shots and Marc was dropping them in.
Yeah, totally agree. It's, there's the difference is very noticeable that the white is much more in control when Marc's at the table at the moment than it is when Jimmy's pulling out some fantastic recovery shots, but he's making it very hard for himself. He'd be a lot more confident and comfortable if he had the white in position where he wanted it rather than 2 inches out, because that's where it seems to be falling at the moment.
th frame, Jimmy Carney to break, trailing 7 frames to 3, time running. Foul.
There he is again, lost the white.
1 free shot, 1 visit, time running.
What's he saying to himself, do you think?
Oh, he must be saying, I wish I could start this match again. I've went through all this before we started the match. Make sure I break well, make sure I finish well, and it's all going wrong at the moment.
One less sugar in mid-coffee at breakfast. And I tell you what, it's interesting you saying that, because at this level, that can happen. You can play a match and you get one score, and you can play the same match an hour later and get a completely different score, because that's the way it can go.
Yeah. Well,
it's very interesting how the balls have ended up, isn't it? You've got all the reds have grouped together in the top right hand corner of the table, and the yellows have spread elsewhere.
yeah, I mean, Marc played the yellow down the rail, down the table there to put it relatively safe, but in what he actually did was he brought the other yellow off the cushion, so it's not fairly safe at all if he does miss.
30 seconds.
Obviously he's still got the option, so
No, I don't think he's thinking about when he's thinking about the clearance. He's just going to take these out. Black's in the open, so I can't see Jimmy putting his hand on the table again in this frame.
No, and the reds are very close to each other, but Mark's white's been perfect so far, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be any problem whatsoever.
No, I agree. Drop the red in or play the big pocket?
I think he'll drop it in and come out for the middle of the three reds.
He was obviously thinking along the same line as you there.
Just needs to leave himself an angle in this red by the corner to come down for the last red. Looks pretty perfect. So draw it back a foot or so.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And again, he had complete control.
Yeah.
Right.
That's 8-3 now. So Jimmy's got to be thinking the worst.
Well, that's a long way back.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
He's just having a little discussion with his wife again.
I mean, in the last, I think, four frames, 5 frames, the last 5 frames, the only mistake he's made is to drop the white twice. It's a mistake. But, you know, Mark has been faultless.
Yeah. He was faultless in the 2 matches I watched this afternoon as well. He's just been super consistent. Kept the white absolutely
12
perfect
frame.
all the time.
Marc Farnsworth to break, leading 8 frames to 3.
Let's just see if he controls this white again in the centre of the table. Yeah, it was staying to the centre of the table again, and then got a flick off the yellow. But again,
Just flicked back right in the middle of it. Oh, it's come up dry.
yeah. But the white ball control is key on a break. You know,
Absolutely.
it's bad enough coming up dry, let alone giving ball in hand to your opponent. Jimmy needs to make a nice little run out here and just to let Mark know he's still in the match.
He's dropped to red and the yellow.
Yeah, well, when
Worse
it's not
than that.
running for you, it's not running for you, is it?
Well, not only has he dropped to red and the yellow, but he's also tied up the white. Of course, what I didn't say, for those less familiar with these rules, is that when that happens, the table remains open. So what that meant was that Jimmy didn't have suit, so he needed to make another pot. To be in control of the frame. I know you're expecting it to run out at this level, but if you, when you're playing at home, playing pub standard or maybe local events,
Yeah.
you know, where you can get multiple visits to the table,
This
that's
is
something you've got to watch for.
He just needs to compose himself here because this is quite a big shot. Oh, he's changed his mind. He's going for the one in the middle.
He's playing pretty well.
Now he can get better on the one on the rail now.
Did you play to hit the red here?
Yeah, I think you need that little bit of an angle to where the red is. If you can come off the top cushion, hit the red full ball, that'll leave you perfect. I think to come down. That's
So
pretty
make
much
different gravy.
Yeah, exactly the same.
But either way, use the red. And also, to make the red a bit trickier,
Yeah,
should
you just want
need a bit of insurance.
Yeah, he's got to make sure he gets the right angle here, just to stun down in between the reds. Oh, he's played it with a bit of top, but he's caught the red. He's still on it. Just trying
Bouncing off the cushion.
I'm just seeing if he can screw it round with a bit of side round the back of it, or which I think by the way he's cueing, he might be doing that. Yeah,
Oh, that's a
it's a nice little touch.
very good shot. Very delicate touch. Now then,
Frame.
So that's 8-4 now.
8-4 and it's Jimmy to break. So, 8-4, sorry, 8-5, 9-4. It's a big frame.
Yeah.
You know, we're well into the second half of the match now. Can't be conceding many more.
Right, Jimmy. If you need a break to go right, this is the one.
This is absolutely the one.
I mean, if Jimmy gets this right, makes a B and D here, and then Mark comes up dry, and then Jimmy clears this, then you know he's back in the game for me.
13th
Absolutely.
frame.
It's quite
Is it
possible.
break
Carney to break.
You
Trailing
can
8 frames
burble
to
3 on the
4.
trot.
Time running.
He's just not got the same control of the white. He's made a ball though.
Yeah. He has options, so
Yeah.
So Jimmy chose reds. Looks like he's going to play the red by the yellow. Get out of the way now. That's his main problem ball. Just got to make sure he plays it nice enough to finish on his next red. He made the part, but he pushed the yellow into the reds. Now they're a little bit hampered. They're still potable, but they're a little bit hampered. He's He's just having a look now, see if he can play the plant. Open them up now. No, he's going to do it next shot. So, this is a key shot. If he can make this plant and bring the first red out again into a potable position. He's got to be careful because the red he's going to be hitting first. It's looking like it's going to cannon the yellow. So as long as he can make sure that red comes back out again, it should be okay. Big shot. Played it well.
That was a confident shot. It's got a bit of confidence back. Oh. Do you know, I'm not sure he needed to put that side on.
All that hard work to get him in that position, and it's just a loose shot on the red plate.
I don't think it needed that much side.
He must be absolutely cringing inside.
I'm not sure why he didn't just drop that in.
We've all been there, Jim. We know how you feel, mate.
30 seconds.
It's just explaining to Kim his thought process there. I must admit, I'd love to know what it was. Come on, Jimmy. Head up.
This is where Mark punishes you, though. You know,
Yeah,
he's so good at finishing when you've given him a chance. You know.
Just to screw it.
Total
Screw it in there even further.
Yeah. No, Jimmy must hit this red.
The danger is developing the yellow next to the red.
Yeah. It's not too bad. I think you may be able to cut this yellow in over here, but it looks like he's going to be playing this one.
I think he's going to be playing safe again.
Yeah.
Because it's not, as I say, it's not a hard snooker to get out. But what he's hoping for is for Jimmy to help develop the yellow.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Total snooker.
Yeah, he knows the white's going to be going into that area, so he's only got to hit the red slightly wrong, and that yellow's coming out into a potable position.
That's right. Even if Mark can't clear there and then, he's got the 4 yellows, nice big fence to hide behind her.
Fold.
He's
1 free shot,
just
1
put
visit.
a little bit too much side on that, caught the knuckle, which has stopped the white in the pocket. So Mark's now got ball in hand. He'll be looking to develop that yellow away from the red.
What do you think? Play one of the yellows in the middle area off the 2 reds. Use the big pocket. Flick the yellow away.
Yeah, he might play this yellow down the rail and leave it in the bag so that he can use that to develop it.
30 seconds.
There we are. Oh, where's the red? Where's the red gone? Oh, he wants that to drop. Well,
I'm not sure if that
Jimmy
yellow passes or not.
Jimmy's telling Kim he's fallen into my trap. He may not be saying that, but it's a bit of fortune there.
Well, like I said, I'm not sure. I think if there's a little bit of space behind that red, I think that yellow might go off that red in that bag.
30 seconds.
I just can't see if there's any gap behind the red.
Looking for a skilly. I'm not sure what he was doing there. I think he put a bit too much into that.
Yeah.
I think he was playing with these yellows and then to cannon the yellow onto the red, or play not skilly but a cannon, because that yellow's close enough to that red to make that shot, and you've got the other two yellows in the open, so you're going to be on something, very likely. Be unlucky not to be on something. I think he's going to pop it. Yeah.
Just come out far enough for the cut on the bottom yellow. May even been out, but I'm not sure if he can play the yellow into the far right top pocket, but he'd definitely be playing the bottom yellow, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a choice. The thing with these boys is it almost doesn't matter where they are. I think if you've got your hand on the table, your favourite, because there's doubles. I mean, with these rules being so aggressive with the combination shot, some people call it the skill shot. Skill shots, it's not really a fair description. It comes historically from the UKPF rules. I don't know where it actually started, but it's not a skill shot. It's a combination shot, and there we are. He's played it to perfection.
Fantastic shot.
That's the shot I was looking, and what I was trying to say is, what it does is it opens up the frame. No frame is safe.
Well, but he's played it so well. He's left himself a perfect angle on that top yellow. Just to off one cushion, or even stun down for the yellow in the middle, for an easy drop in black at the end.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's just about perfect.
I don't think he could put that with his hand any better, to be honest. He's not happy with that one.
No, I don't know if he was looking over the arena there. I don't know if something caught his eye at the last minute or so. He managed to get it still.
Yeah,
Right.
didn't have any problem with that, but something bothered him. Not quite sure what it was. But, so another one's got away from Jim.
Yeah. I mean, if you think back over the course of this match and the chances that Jimmy's had and just not been able to take them, it could be easily drawing or even in front.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah, I do agree with you. So, Mark, to use the American term, is now on the hill. I hate that term, by the way. I heard someone else using it.
It's better than being over the hill.
Well, you must be thinking of the top table team. The purple shirts of the bye, or purple shirts of shame.
14th frame, Marc Farnsworth to break, leading 9 frames to 4. Time running.
He'll be looking to finish this off now.
Yeah. Just look at that white again.
Yeah.
It's like he's putting on the blue spot every break.
Yeah.
But he's come up dry again.
And they've split.
Yeah,
really,
split lovely.
really well.
Oh, any ball potted there, and this match would have been over.
Definitely, he knows it as well. He's just having a little chat with his friend there.
I don't understand that shot.
It's almost as if the shots Jimmy's playing, because there's a bit of tension there, and he's sort of forcing them.
Yeah,
The white ball do its work.
I've seen that many times actually, and I've seen it particularly this weekend, and yet, to be honest, it's the sort of thing you'd normally see from one of the younger players. These guys, lots of the amateurs here, pop off lampshades, as they say, and sometimes, you know, when you get a bit behind, you lose and run a little bit. They try and pop their way out of trouble, and really what you should be doing is sort of calming down and rolling them in. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, I think Jimmy probably... it's another loose one.
Right.
Jimmy's probably feeling the pool gods are not on his side.
Yeah.
Today is just not his day.
He'll be drawing on the pool gods here. He's going to be playing this yellow double.
He's got a cross double, yeah.
Yeah.
And then hoping for the white.
Yeah.
Or is a walk the dog shot.
Yeah.
Which is Woking slang for the white's going everywhere.
Well, you play it with a little bit of check side. He might be able to slow up the white and hold for the one down the bottom. Yeah, he's played it well.
That's a really good shot. Great recovery shot. Come on, Jimmy. I'm not at all biased, by the way.
No.
I honestly, I really don't mind who wins. I just want to see a great match.
Nice kiss. Well, that'll do. So, he's got a choice now. He can either run off the bottom rail, back up, or just stun across, which he'll probably play. Oh, Jim.
Whichever way this goes, Mick, when we get to the business end, I'm going to get the winner over just for a 5-minute chat with you while I do my bit on the computer and the guys set up for the presentation.
Yeah, okay.
Just a 5-minute, whatever. Just a chit chat.
Jimmy must be on fire inside. He must be burning up. He knows he's had chances in this final. Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, you don't often see emotion from Jimmy. He's normally an archetypical model, professional in his demeanour. That's unusual.
Obviously means a lot.
Yeah, of course it does. I mean, he's had a bit of a break from the tour himself, haven't they? Both players have had a break from the tour for a year or two. So it meant a lot to come back and win an event. The first time of asking. This is ABC now, or BC, should I say?
Yeah. Just push this through now. You decide to screw it into the black for the win then.
Frame of the match, Marc Farnsworth.
Well
Jimmy
done, Mark.
gracious in defeat there.
Right, I'm going to get Mark for a very quick check,
wins the match
and I'll catch you in a bit.
So Kev just brought the trophies over, do the presentation. Just saying unlucky to Jimmy. He definitely had his chances. Yeah, I'll be thinking about that for a little while now.
I'm going to have a bite of my Kit Kat.
You've deserved it, Nick. You've done well, mate.
Do you want the other half?
No, you're alright.
It's an orange one.
Trying to drop weight, not put it on.
Not much danger from that, mate. It's all I've eaten since breakfast.
Kev's just coming over to the mirror, check his hair's alright.
I'll see that tomorrow. I think he wants a mic, so I'm going to leave you all now.
You said a bit more manly, wasn't
Yeah. No, that word.
Mark's just sending a text to all his friends, family. Well done, Mark. Played extremely well this weekend. Kev's just getting ready now. So
Yeah. Well, it's been an absolutely fantastic weekend here at Bradford, and we've just witnessed a superb final between two of the IPA's finest professionals here in the professional trophy. Unfortunately, we've got to have a loser, but it's been a great weekend for him. Great to see him in his first final and back to form. It's Jimmy Carney. Jimmy, didn't quite get there, but Mark, he was a tough opponent.
Yes, he played very well, solid throughout. I'm a little bit disappointed in my own performance. I played well all week, and my first match on the match table, maybe I should have hit a few balls beforehand, because it really did make a difference. I didn't settle. Fair play to Mark, that's my excuses, but fair play to Mark, he deserved it, worthy champion. And my first final, and I'm pretty sure it'd be the first of many, so I'm happy.
That's great. So, you've played well all weekend. Have you done anything different for this event in your preparation?
Yeah, I practiced last week for 2 hours. I really felt like I settled. So, so good couple of hours practice, came here with a bit of confidence. But beating Simon Ward in the first match was huge. I mean, I watched him win the last professional event, and I thought, you're brilliant, and I managed to beat him first match, and that really gave me a lot of confidence and self-belief. So yeah, a good platform for the future. I'm only 35 years young. I've got easy another 35 years in the game, so first of many. I'm happy.
Well, it's certainly good to be optimistic, Jimmy, that's for certain. Anyway, thanks a lot for supporting the tour.
First of all, you say thank you to me supporting the tour. Thank you for running the tour. It's a fantastic tour. Everybody listening out there, IPA, come and join. We are improving and we're really good. So thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Thanks. Well done. Jimmy Carney. I definitely didn't pay him to say any of that, but the cheque is in the post. He's played absolutely fantastic all weekend. He was a tour semi-finalist. He's fully deserved the title. I'm glad he's back. It's Marc Farnsworth. Mark, great weekend. Just what are your thoughts after winning this title?
Over the moon. I've really enjoyed the weekend. Played really well, and obviously tops it off winning the pro event. So over the moon. What
do you think's made the difference this week? Because it's your first event for quite a while, but you've come back and you've played absolutely fantastically.
I've played the last couple of weeks, and I've been playing pretty well. But obviously I haven't had any match practice, so I knew it was going to be difficult. Didn't really expect too much, but cued the ball really well all weekend. Struggled a bit with my break, but felt really confident amongst the balls. Didn't think I was going to miss a ball all weekend, so happy with the performance.
And Jimmy was a tough opponent in the final.
Yeah, I think he struggled a bit. Obviously I know he can play better than that. He obviously I got in front early doors, and he's missed a couple you wouldn't expect him to miss. So I've kept the pressure on, so shut him out quite a bit, so happy enough.
Well, we're absolutely delighted to see you back where you should be in the winner's circle, playing against all the best players that's around. So hopefully we'll see you again at events in the near future. Yeah,
it's been brilliant. The setup's spot on. As I said before when I got into the other interview, the tables have been brilliant all weekend. Everything about it, the tours ran excellent. So pleased to be back. I've got a sponsor who's obviously paid me fees this year at Ball Direct, so thanks to them for looking after us with the fees and everything, so happy days.
That's great. Well, Mark, great weekend, well done, and hopefully we'll see you again in the not too distant future.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Well done. Marc Farnsworth, everyone. So that's about it from Bradford. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. There's been some fantastic pool played. It's been a long 3 days. We're all heading home, and we'll see you again in 4 weeks' time at the Erskine Bridge in Glasgow. So thanks for joining us.